Minivan people control Jamaica. One driver and dozen conductor. Yeah, minivan people control Jamaica. One driver and dozen conductor. Yeah, whoever born the jolly bus gone a long time ago.
It's a waste of money, man. Put the country people them down there.
I prefer to take it down by the transportation center because it takes a really long time to get a bus up here. So whenever one bus come, the place is already crowded. So it's a big rush to get inside the bus. So when you go down by the transportation center, you will have enough time to choose whichever bus you want to take.
Constructed just 3 years ago, there have been mixed reactions to the downtown municipal transportation center located at Water Lane. Within this period, attempts have been made to make it viable, but it is yet to be put to full use.
The Water Lane facility was the terminal facility for the buses coming from the northeastern end of the island, which would include Portland, St. Mary and St. Thomas.
Buses plying the St. Thomas route would normally terminate along East Queen Street. Petra Keane Williams, Communication and Customer Services Manager at the Transport Authority, regulators of the Transportation Center, explained that this was unacceptable.
This practice of the buses terminating, say, at East Queen Street was discontinued.
For the uses strewn all along East Queen Street and congested up the place. And some of the commuters bawl at the park. They complain that the distance between the park to East Queen Street is too far.
Commuters had mixed reactions about using the transportation center.
No, it's too far. Too much energy and too much hassle because it depends on where I commute. Then I have to walk all the way though or take another transportation. So it's too much of a hassle and sometimes you're so tired. And then to get another bus to go down there, no.
No, I don't have a problem. It's only like if I have load, like if take the cartman to come right here, sir, and then if take the shuttle bus to go down there. So sometimes it's clean, but if me not have no load, me not have a problem.
I think the government was in forward planning and time forward thinking mode, looking ahead, because most cities in the world have an organized transport center with tech bus. And then city you're going to that's how it goes. But for the travelers, most of St. Thomas persons do their business in the Pearl region. Have a travelers to load everything for go down there and have a cut back again. And an unreliable shuttle bus system. So that's what I think. So my take on it, see if we can find somewhere to build a transport system back up this side or organize out a way where it can run.
Sometimes it's down there hard 3-4 hours. And sometimes they have to come up right up there to come pick up people. No, too far. It don't make no sense, it's too far. And plus if I don't know if was nearby because most of the business place up here, so.
Where I work, I wait on a bus that is coming down here, so I'll just take the bus and come down, or most time my supervisor will drop me down here.
It's a matter of indiscipline why they don't use the park frequently, but it would work. You know, we Jamaicans, we are too indisciplined. You understand? We always say, boy, we want things at our doorstep. In the state, it's not that. You walk out 3-4 miles.
But commuters were also concerned about safety. The JUTC operated a shuttle service from Parade to the center, but this could not be sustained.
If you're going to be walking, it's another matter because it's a bit lonely going down that side. But if the shuttle was still available, it would be more convenient. But walking, especially if you have load carrying, is out of the way.
It was only earlier this year that the Transport Authority was able to implement a system that focused on ensuring that the St. Thomas route use the center.
We realized that many of the buses were not terminating in the facility. And so we did our own research. We met with several of the operators and we listened to some of the challenges they said they were experiencing. One of the issues that we identified was that for the St. Thomas commuters, the facility, and the operators, the facility was the preferred choice. And so what we sought to do was to find a system that would help to regulate the flow.
Water Lane from West Parade. Roger, could you send a yellow accident to this location here? Over.
Before we would have to run them down left, right and center by East Queen Street. Now we have personnel at the bottom, they're registered, and we use a two-way communication, call them up and they come up in the orders. And so far they have been working wonders.
There are mixed reactions from both bus operators and commuters as to how well this new system is working.
Nothing is wrong with the bus park. We come around here, pay the park fee, and the transport authority call we up in the order where we come, which is fair.
It's not fast like if we were on the street, but the system is working for everyone. First time, it was only some bus operators that made the money, but now, everybody get a piece of the pie.
Well, everybody's benefiting, but it's slow. But you're sure of a load. So most bars who will get less will normally get even or marginal or something like that.
So it is now mainly used by the St. Thomas operators. What of the other routes?
What we found is that most of the operators coming from, say, Portland and St. Mary tend not to come down to that facility. They have indicated that it is more feasible to collect their passengers further up on the corridor, although it is not the appropriate thing because they all have licenses that terminate in the downtown facility.
Just across from the bus park, there is also an abandoned taxi stand that should be used by route taxis in the corporate area.
Well, that is a part of poor planning. You'd have to consult the UDC and part of that. We should, but if there is no taxi, what shall we do? We are just regulators.
The Urban Development Corporation, UDC, is responsible for the management of the transportation center. It is costing them approximately $1 million per month. Just a year after assuming management of the facility, the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation had given up this responsibility because the day-to-day operations had become a burden on its resources. The UDC Managing Director, Desmond Malcolm, said that by June of this year, the corporation would have a plan of action as to the direction of the center. That announcement is still pending.
It named Minivan, people can't judge me.